My name is Mr. Anderson, and this is WSN News, where we give you the rundown of creative news for the day. Tonight's show is brought to us by the FFC Kickstarter. Now, I could talk about the Kickstarter, but I'd rather talk to the guy who wrote issue number 2. So we brought him onto the program today to discuss it. Are you there with us, our special guest star?
Hi, Rob. Thank you for such an introduction. Yes, I'm here. I hope everybody can hear me all right.
I think we can hear you. Tell everyone who you are and why it's exciting to have you here to talk about FFC.
Okay, thank you. Well, my name is Guido Martinez. I'm the of the creators of SFC. SFC was born as a collaboration between 4 fellow writers at Evoluzione. And well, we started off with a successful Kickstarter to launch issue 1. We are building a growing fan base, and what is so particular about SFC is that the way we are collaborating on. We take turns to write the scripts and to edit each other out. So issue 1 was written by Julian Coleman. Is written by me. Right starting is issue 2, which is fully drawn, which is finished. It's drawn, colored, lettered, done. And so we need to raise some money to issue some prints, and of course get the book us to any reader, any fan, or any somebody with curiosity about this this interesting concept that we are trying to lay out. Also, this is a tag team Kickstarter, so we are also kickstarting issue 3, which is fully inked and now in the hands of the colorist Marco Pagnora, who is, I believe, working on it. And well, we hope we can reach our goal. We are very close. There's little time for us to raise the almost $500 that we need, but I have faith. I believe we can make it. So well, that was a pretty long introduction on my behalf. Rob, you wanna talk, or else this is going to be a very long monologue from me?
Well, I think you did an awesome job of introing a very powerful subject, which is FFC, which we've been talking about for days now because it's so exciting. We've talked with your co-creator Marcel. We talked to John just yesterday about the FFC. The one thing I want to give you credit for, and we were talking before we went on the air tonight, just the tone of the book just comes really alive in issue number 2. Like, you did just an amazing job as someone who read it, and I still have to do my review. I just haven't had the time to really dedicate the moment to do it. But I got to give you credit. It really came to life. Can you talk to me about how it was to pick up from issue number 1 and start writing it your style? Like, were there any problems with the sudden change? Did you have to go back and try to explain something to make your story sense? Like, how did you take over a project after issue 1?
No, well, it wasn't so hard. We had already aligned on the key plot points of the story. We after issue 1, of course I read it, issue 1 from start to finish. Then I began to write and to try to cover. First off, I knew which plot points I had to cover, and the rest was just free space for me to fill in with well, whatever came to mind, and how and to apply my own vision to each character and to the dynamic between the different characters. Of course, it's a large roster, and sometimes 22 pages isn't enough. Either way, I believe that that across SFC you will see one issue with each writer styles, but they're all following the same line. And I believe that eventually, when we are done with volume one, let's hope it's not the only one. But I believe that the fans will really by then have or start to feel certain attachment to the series and to certain characters as well. For example, something that made my job is something I usually, or just a notion that comes to mind, something that I notice of out of my own writing. I is something that made it easier is that I was writing a second issue. For me, or this is the notion that I got, is that the hardest parts of a story are always the first and the last issues. So the first issue carries the weight of laying the base, laying the foundations, right, to on which the story will be built. So it's more of introduction. You don't get enough time with each concept, and you gotta make the most of it. Even harder it is to close a story, right? Because of all the expectations that the reader gets along the series. So, given that I'm writing a second issue, all the weight of introducing the world and introducing the dynamic, or at least most of it, I did have fun, however, introducing two characters that weren't present in issue one, Psionica and Ram. Two characters, well, I think I introduced it. I think I overall that when I finished the script, and even prouder when I the finished product. I mean I well, you also get to see the faces of the announcers, um, which modesty aside, they many people that read SFC said praise the work I did on the announcers on Dick and Duke. And personally, when I was writing it, I also kind of felt like these two don't affect the story in any way. So whatever they say has to be memorable, has to stick to the reader, and they have to be they have to be lovable characters. I think I nailed that part at least, because people say in most of the reviews say that agree that they loved the announcers. Another part of the issue that makes me proud. So Rob, you said it yourself. You enjoyed this issue a lot more than issue one. And
What was the last part you said? It kicked out. Are you still there with us? I think we might have lost the connection. That happens being on live. I'm hoping he'll come back. If he can still hear me, I will. Yeah, I mean, honestly. Are you there?
Sorry.
All right.
Where did you lose me?
Okay. You talked about how I'd read the book, and I was just telling the audience that I have read the issue, and I was very impressed by it. I thought the characters jumped off the pages, honestly. I thought you did a great job with the announcers, and you made me actually have flashbacks to like watching a match like you would have in WWE or something like that.
glad I did, because you know what? Actually, out of the WWE, yeah, I dig the announcer work. I wasn't I'm not much of a fan of all the shouting that they do, but well, mostly when I built them, it was a mixture between the WWE announcers. Uh, I don't know if you know them or recall them, but Johnny Gomez and Nick Diamond from Celebrity Deathmatch,
Yes,
and
yes, I love them.
yeah, well, and a little bit of the dynamic between Whiz and Boomstick, the announcers of the Death Battle show. Uh, so yeah, it was a mashup, an interesting mashup. Uh,
I think you did
but
an amazing job. I
yeah,
gotta say, I was telling you that the characters really seem to come out of life. I was talking about the young lady. Is it Sonica? Is that how you
Ionica.
Sonica? She was amazing in the book to me. She really was a standout character to me that like came really alive, and I was really interested in her. And we were talking about. I think she should get an ep because of your writing of her. I think she deserves her own comic now.
Well, if you checked out issue 1, there was a backstory featuring Sionica. So well, that I also she's also one of my favorite characters. Actually, with the guys, with the rest of the writers, with Johnny and Marcel, we disagree a lot on which character is our favorite. We all do love Kasai, but aside from that, I think if we had to rank characters, we would all just rank them differently and considerably differently. But that is another thing that makes this interesting, right? Because, well, personally, even when I had to write characters that a couple characters that I didn't like, I do know that they have a role to fill, and I stick them into the story right where they should be, so that issue 3 can pick up and continue to build upon them. Uh, Still, I did give focus to the characters I prefer. So that is also a great experience, and also speaks of the respect that we have between each other when we write each other's characters. There is no, or there is little at least, favoritism uh, between one and the other. Perhaps in some future installments we can we can disclose who created which character or who came up with it with each character.
I actually know some of that
But I think
from
let's
the
save
interviews
it
I've done.
for
I can tell you, Marcel has done the gentleman. Marcel is also behind the manipulator, if I'm not mistaken.
well.
Alex actually made Psychona, right? That's actually Alex John. John made that one, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Ah, so they already spoke.
Now,
Okay, well.
I don't know what characters did you create? They already said it. So who did you create? Who are your characters?
Okay, so mines were Dynamo and the Ram.
Oh, your Dynamo?
Yeah, Dynamo was mine, and also the Ram.
I was just talking about him yesterday, how I thought that he should get more press because he's an awesome character. Like in the Kickstarter, they don't show enough of him. He's one of my favorite characters, and I was saying it. He reminds me of like Undertaker and John Cena put together.
Yeah, but these guys are thinking of hanging up their boots.
Yeah,
Well, sorry, Dynamo is retiring, and overall, that is what makes this. That is, I believe that fact adds a lot to this story, because you know that his story, at least as a fighter in SFC, will end here. So you wanna see how it goes, how it ends. So I trust. I hope we are doing a good job, and I trust you will be. I trust the readers will will feel attached to the character, and well, and in the end root for him, because well, SFC if SFC, depending on the level of success, there are plans for all wrestlers outside the SFC series. Of course, only we only have time and resources for some of them.
But I think that's really awesome that you guys have gotten together. You've built a world. You put them all together, but you acknowledge that there's a bigger world outside of it that they're all trying to get back to. And I definitely love the fact that Dynamo's got that lethal weapon. I'm getting too old for this shit attitude.
Yes, that is. Well, basically, yes. If you had to choose 2 words to define him, old would be one of them.
But he's also still a badass. Like, you can't sleep on him.
No, that's the point. When I came up with him, basically the way I thought of him was that this guy was the biggest hero of his time. You know, he was like the hero that other heroes looked up and respected. He was a badass, and even with his gray hair, he continues to be badass. But of course, he also has to come to terms with his coming of age. So that is his basically his story. Well, you will see more. You will see a lot more of him in issue 3. Speaking of issue 3, well, we still don't have the colored art, but you will notice a considerable leap in art style. I mean, Lucas Perdomo grew a lot in between issues. He grew. His art was better in issue 2 than issue 1, and what he has shown in issue 3 is like several leaps ahead of issue 2. So, well, I can't speak really for Marcel's writing. Once the final product is done, I will get to review and edit some parts of the script. Of course, not altering, just editing. We do have that also that roles assigned. So basically, yes, we will. Issue 3 is also something to look forward to, and well, and stay tuned for we got even more surprises and more action lined up for the final issues.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see some of the art, and I'm trying to see if I remember where it was.
Well, in the Kickstarter, well, in the SFC page, if you want to go there, and in the Kickstarter, you get to see some black and white, some just inks. I think, at least in the video.
That does look amazing.
Yes, that is. Yeah, that is the gentleman kicking ass, and of course below you got Dynamo in his retro outfit. So yeah, get ready to yeah. That of course. Of course, I may have spoiled a bit with the retro outfit phrase, but well, it's out there. So yeah, look for a considerable improvement in art, as you can see there.
Yeah,
in the art level.
We talked about that with John, how the artist seems to be getting more familiar and more comfortable with the characters and just finding his groove on it.
Yes, well, he certainly has. So it's also a treat to be working with him.
And
well, sorry,
it's a treat to be reading what you're writing, because as someone who's a fan of the project, more than just the guy who runs Written Sins, I was impressed by what you did, and I really do suggest this Kickstarter to everyone, because I think the writing is showing a creative new universe that you're all creating together, which I got to give you credit. You're all working together, making something together, and that takes a lot to work with a whole bunch of different people to get something to come together. So credit to you guys.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I also a special thanks to Marcel and Johnny. They're and Brian as well. They're great guys to work with. The well, one thing that I also want to stress is that well, perhaps some backers will, or some possible listeners of this broadcast uh, can be interested in knowing that uh, we're building SFC as you said, as the start of a new universe. We're and betting on SFC is betting on the long run eventually. So and I I even encourage people that may have read issue one, or may have perhaps seen the previews and said, I don't know if this is my thing. I also encourage them to give issue two a chance, and I do believe that after issue two, if SFC it's not up the rally, then okay, thank you for stopping by. I won't bother you again. But like you said, there are improvements, and I also stressed, issue one carried had to carry with the weight of introducing the characters, laying the foundations, building the whole universe. And issue two instead is where the action starts. That relationships between characters start to flow, and adding that to the concept, which is something completely unheard of, at least. I mean, a superpowered WWE. When we came up with it, we were like, "Whoa, this is really original. This is really a great concept." And I hope the concept, along with the story that we're building in issue two, can get fans to come and to stay with SFC.
I definitely think that you're right. I think you guys did an amazing job bringing together this amazing group of creators, and picking up in issue two, you've put it full steam ahead. So if you haven't backed it yet, now is your time. I want to thank my good friend for coming on and talking with me today during the news, but I do have to get to the rest of the news. So
yes, of course. Sorry for taking so much of your time. I do have a habit of sometimes speaking
no,
more than I should, overreaching maybe.
Welcome on our show anytime. You come talk to us anytime you have something to say.
Okay, yes, and thank you for all you're doing, not just for us, but for all indie comics in general. We wouldn't be what we are today without you.
I appreciate that, but I'm just a monkey pushing buttons. Thank you for stopping by.
Okay. Well, right. Okay. Thank you, Rob, and gonna leave you to the rest of your show.
Thank you, my friend.
Again. And if any, one more thing, if any backer or possible reader has any doubts, concerns, whatever, they can reach out, message the page, message me, message Marcel, message Johnny. We are available and open to discussing our work. In fact, sometimes, at least for me, it's a pleasure to get feedback, to hear what others think. So if you got something to say to me, let me have it. That's it. And now I'm going to leave you all with Rob and WSN.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for having me again.
You're welcome. And I'll say this, the creators behind that FFC are amazing, and you definitely need to tag into this tag team Kickstarter. So let's talk about the other things that made news on Written Sins in Indie Comics today. we had, let's go to our main page and see what we had to cover today. We obviously had this amazing guest star with us today to talk about FFC, but the rest of the day was pretty cool too. As we added some more November art, we talked more about war. We had Kickstarter talk right before the program. Dragon Con brought Morticia out to seduce us on camera with her amazing cosplay. We talked about the Wahoo Morris rock and roll urban fantasy graphic novel. We talked about Written Sins traveling to, we're going to talk about Written Sins traveling in Chicago Pop Culture Comic Con. Supporting Kickstarter only takes $1. We talked about that in our earlier program. We'll talk about it a little bit more. We've talked about how Romney has now added some amazing art. We had the great Spoken Sins last night, which welcomed John Gritz of SFC fame. So let's dive into this, and we're also going to talk about a few things that we were doing on Facebook today right now by going over to our official Written Sins group on Facebook called the Written Sins Network. And for those who don't know, the Written Sins Network, which started on Facebook, actually turned 5 this month. How awesome is that? While originally not named Written Sins, it was originally named Creators Connection after the connection. It has been awesome to see it grow. So thank you all. We've been talking about, do you guys enjoy the show and do I need a sidekick? I enjoy the show, so I'm going to vote yes because I'm part of the network. Please tell me what you guys think by going to the group today and voting. I'm obviously live now, which is showing right here. Calb is talking about launching issue 5 in early 2018. That's breaking now. So we'll be able to see the end of his amazing project coming soon. We talked about Stanley's Ancient Days on issue 1 on Kickstarter Talk. Check that out. And we talked about John Gritz and his amazing Spoken Sins last night. I don't think there was much more going on. We are asking for you guys to thank whoever your mentor was on our actual group. So if you have someone who mentored you or inspired you in indie comics, please take the time to go to our Written Sins group and give them a shout out so we could do a special on Thanksgiving Day thanking all of those who inspired us. And this is a thing to come. We're going to see that in 2018. You guys get to see it now early. And we talked about some Instagram writing. All of that, including your official stuff that you want us to have actually put on our site, can be put onto the Written Sins group, and then we add it to the site. It's your back door to Written Sins. So let's look at November's art from the amazingly talented Jacob Clayton, bringing us, and this is all about characters this month. She's the last heir to the throne in a remote frozen region in 13 to 1500s, Onin-infested Japan. We don't have a name, but she looks amazing. That's so cool. War has begun on Tapas and is running, actually it's running its course. The first arc of the story is just about to close. And I'm hoping to have this gentleman, a good friend of mine, Mr. Vallis, come hang out with me in Fort Myers this weekend at the Comic-Con in Southwest Florida, the place to be on Saturday. And Sunday, join me at Claremont. Well, I'll be with Richard Rivera both days, but we'll be tabling together at Claremont, so stay tuned. Dragon Con 17 brought Morticia Adams out for the event. She looked amazing, a great cosplay. She nailed it. Like, you have one job to look like Morticia Adams, and she nailed it. She did. Amazing stuff out of Dragon Con. Honestly, some of the best cosplay I saw all year. And it's November, so I can say that. Although, you know, who knows? Maybe there's better out there still. Chicago, here I come. Speaking of Chicago, talk about an en route to this and a great segue starter. Chicago Pop Culture Comic Con is going to have Written Sins in it. I'm going to be there. It's going to be at the Pheasant Run Mega Center and Ballroom over in Main Street at St. Charles, Illinois. I don't know what that means necessarily, but I'm going to be there bringing it. This is an amazing show. We're going to have a Written Sins panel Q&A. Yeah, That's right. I'm doing a panel. So buy a ticket to Chicago. It's set the weekend after Thanksgiving. What else are you doing? Shopping? Forget that shopping nonsense. The better deals are in December anyway. Come join me in Chicago. Supporting a Kickstarter only costs $1. So now recently there's so much to be read about here, but I have boiled it down to something very, very simple for you all, and I'm going to make it really easy for us to see because I wanted to give the point in fewer words because sometimes it works better. So we're going to go here, and we're going to get our new decal, and we're going to show something cool real fast. And you guys can see just all the amazing art. That's right. We bring you some of the best shit on purpose, some of the most amazing stuff. Here it is. $1 can show support, attract attention, help fund projects, support indie creators, and help create new worlds. You can do all that with $1. One single dollar on any Kickstarter tonight can help all that come true. So really, what are you going to do with that dollar besides help support someone and attract attention and help fund a project and support indie creators and comics and help create new worlds? What else are you going to do with that dollar? Buy coffee? Please, you'll thank me later when you're 60 and still alive, not drinking so much coffee. Let's talk about Rami, based on a real person turned into a comic vixen who fights crime with her impenetrable skin. Why haven't you backed this? Seriously, stop watching this video, go back, Rami, and then come back and watch the rest of it when you're done. By all means, go ahead. I'll wait. We'll all wait till you get back. Okay, those who left will just have to watch this later. They'll forgive me, but we do have things to keep going on. Tag into the FFC Tag Team, which is our sponsor for tonight's show. It is amazing stuff. We're going to watch the video, and then we're going to check out some other cool stuff there is on Kickstarter. Now, we've had some amazing creators come on to this show the last couple days and speak about this amazing project. The real question becomes, do you not like comic books? Is that why you haven't backed it? Because if you don't like comic books, I'm like kind of wondering why you're watching this show. So if you're watching this show, this is the comic book to back. And I'm not saying that because I'm part of this project. I wish I was. If they need another writer, I'm happy to step in at any point. But for right now, I can tell you, I'm not on Kickstarter. I'm happy about that for now. And I'm just a fan of this, and I'm gushing over it because I really do believe in the project. I see the blueprint the creators are doing with it, and it's going to start something amazing. And I'm inviting you to the ground floor to be a fan of this back when. So you can tell people in like 5 years when this is something major at Comic-Con, you know what? I was one of the first backers. I helped bring FFC to this Comic-Con today. Seriously, why are you still here? Why aren't you backing that Kickstarter, those of you who are left? 2 great Kickstarters back and back. Use them dollars. Use them dollars. And speaking of great Kickstarters to back, let's go over the list. You got Wahoo Morris, a rock and roll urban fantasy graphic novel now on Kickstarter. FFC and Last Ember have teamed up to bring you an amazing pinup. You support each one for $20 each, and you get some amazing, fantastic art of 2 redhead fireheads who will bring fire down on you if you misbehave. Funded was Alter Life issue 4 and 5 and Sinestro 2050. We learned today that Alter Life will be coming back to Kickstarter for its final issue in 2018. The MLMC Independent Comic Books Artist Show now on Indigo needs your help. So do it. Back the arts. Everyone talks about backing the arts, but obviously they're not doing it. So be the person who steps up and helps this comics art show come to life now on Indigo. Savannah Comic-Con, I think we can officially call that it's funded. We're going to check now. When we started Kickstarter Talk tonight, it was still live, but I believe by now it's off Kickstarter. We're going to go live to Kickstarter and check it. It has 21 minutes. So we're going to check back at the end of this, or maybe we'll watch a countdown. I don't know. We'll see. Spoken Sands with Marcel Dupree was talking about amazing Kickstarters from Lucky Shot to FFC Tag Team and more. He had an amazing show. We talked about indie comic book tips. We talked about things that will help you about indie comic book tables. It is a video that is what I would consider a must-watch because it is a fantastic interview with a great creator. Support autism awareness and the Autistic Jedi and help them get to the Dragon Con 2018 by buying an R4AU autistic patch and show your support for autism awareness. Support Kickstarters with $1 single. Seriously, why are you still watching this and not backing a project You have a dollar. Go spend that dollar on an amazing Kickstarter that we're talking about. This year, the Veteran's Wife are bringing joy to the holiday season to all veterans. Check in with Veteran's Wife on Facebook to see how you can be a Secret Santa for a family. Ancient Days is leaving Kickstarter in a daze, and it's actually leaving Kickstarter very soon. So if you haven't backed this amazing project, time is running out. The Replicator is the real deal. So replicate what everyone else has been doing and back an amazing project tonight. Do not wait. Do not regret it. It's coming off of Kickstarter. It is amazing. It is the real deal. Check into the Twilight Hotel on Kickstarter tonight and make sure that you're backing a creative, horror-filled, amazing event. Be part of the very smart people who have backed this Kickstarter. Romney, seriously, you're still here not backing Romney? Do I have to check everyone's Kickstarter before you're allowed to watch this? This is a great Kickstarter. She's got an acid gun. She's brought to life by Dan DeMille and is based on a real person. What else do you have to be told about this already? Tag into the FFC tag team. Kickstarter, it is bringing 2 issues to life. Amazing creative team. These guys are building a brand new universe in front of your eyes. You can see the blueprint right now. It's got character-driven stories. It's everything that we need now to distract us from everyday life. Go back, FFC tag team. And the holidays are coming. So why not make it a red Christmas? Now on Kickstarter by Swamp Horror Comics, we have created a group of friends learns that not all secrets stay buried in this festive Frightmare brought to you. It is a one-shot. Check it out and give it to your friends as a holiday gift. Stars have come to create Hellion Rising. If you like Xena, you'll love who's behind this book. Check it out on Kickstarter today. Something Bizarre is lurking on Kickstarter. It is a bizarre collection of 14 stories, over 100 pages, spanning all genres, handpicked by Swampline Comics. We didn't get to look at it as much as I would have liked on Kickstarter Talk, so we're going to spend a minute on our way out checking it out to give them the love they deserve. Transmigrant Interdimensional Taxicab Services come back on Kickstarter for you, the people who aren't smart enough to back it when I told you to. How many times do I have to tell you people what to back? No, but seriously, these guys are amazing. I love the creators behind it. They are very funny. This is great, great comedy. It is something worth backing. And now you can catch up with it before the new story arc begins. Volume 2 is set to begin in 2018. Undead Greatness on Kickstarter. Cadaver's Reverend, the most disgusting member of the team, Reverend, gets to shine in its own one-shot, and it's a female character, not a male character. Lucky Shot issue 1 is now on Kickstarter. Marcel Dupree brings to life these amazing characters with a great cast behind him, including Jamie King and Adrian Hernandez. This is their first mission together. Check out Lucky Shot today. And if you're going to a Comic-Con and have a table and you want to do something cool, check out Level Up and learn how to make money at conventions. We talked about walking on the wild side with Dreamwalkers as a new breed of hero comes to life from the Native American past. History comes to life from this amazing thriller by Enjoy Comics. Saw the Lightning Wielder will electrify your fandom if you give them a chance now on Kickstarter. Buffering. And while we're buffering, we'll quickly go over to check out something bizarre on Kickstarter. There is no video to watch on this, but there is some amazing artwork done on it, amazing creators together. It's a collection of 14 stories over 100 pages spanning. It is bizarre, and it is on Kickstarter today. As you guys can see, it has already been funded. How awesome is that? So now by backing this, you're guaranteed a copy. You guys can see there's a huge amount of different projects that are going to be part of it. That guy looks like the Skrulls from Marvel Comics, but looks fantastic. Different art, different writers. Looks like it's going to be one of those anthologies that you sit around and you just go, wow, this is amazing. This is indie comics, and that's exactly what these projects always come life to be. There's something different. There's something new. There's something amazing. Be part of what everyone else has figured out is amazing. Be part of the Swampline Comics collection. And this is their latest edition, which looks amazing. And it's actually setting people on fire. Yeah, I made that pun, and I'm okay with it. Let's check out. Well, that didn't go the way we wanted it to. It didn't. Let's check out This Week in Indie Comics. This is your way to see what's going on in indie comics at any given time. Starting tomorrow, it will be 1 page. It won't be 2 pages because we'll have sadly seen 3 Kickstarters be taken off, as we hope to announce in just minutes the successful funding of the Savannah Comic-Con. But you know what I'll do? I'm going to play it. But we also got to see and talk about the supporting the Dragon Troll. We got to see the video. It's pretty badass. Check it out today. And finally on our list is the Silent Descendants are hoping to look to find you on Kickstarter. So much art, so much amazing in one place. Seriously, I mean, the tagging alone gave me keyboard cramp. So check it out today. Let's check out, before it leaves Kickstarter, only 14 minutes to go. Let's watch a video.
Hi, I'm Mike Federale, and this is the Kickstarter for Savannah Comic-Con. We want to put on a large-scale comic show at the Savannah International Trade and Convention Center and take it from this to this. A show full of comic book dealers, voice actors, cool cars, animation screenings, cosplay contests, but most importantly, comic book creators. Every penny we raise will cover all the behind-the-scenes work, including renting the convention center, staffing, advertising, renting the convention center, official programs, hotel rooms and travel expenses, and of course, renting the convention center. Seriously, look at this place. It's gigantic. The best part is we've got some really great rewards. Like what? Good question, Laser Cat. To thank you for helping us make the show, we've got passes to the show for only $10, enamel pins of Peachy the mascot, hand-pressed t-shirts from Strange Designs, and exclusive artwork from Ian McGinty, Corey Smith, Chris Giarusso, Eric Donovan, Katie Farina, Justin Peterson, Ryan Sy, Rashad Doucette, Samantha Glow, Robert Pope, Tracy Yardley, and many more. Let's talk goals. If we hit our first goal, we can put on a small one-day show and we'll unlock our very own extremely limited Shadow and Batman #1 cover by X-Men artist Corey Smith. Ooh. A lot of fans have already asked us to make this a 2-day show, but there's double the cost involved with that. So the deal we'll make with the fans is this. If we hit our second stretch goal, we'll make it a 2-day event and unlock a second top secret book. The book is so hush-hush that we can only call it Boom Studios exclusive variant cover with Ian McGinty. I really can't say what it is yet. I want to so bad, but I can't. I'm so sorry. But I can promise that the book is awesome. Just awesome. Yeah! With Kickstarter, it's all or nothing. So please make your pledge today so we can see you in 2018 for Savannah Comic-Con. Thanks for watching, and please share.
All right, we have 13 minutes to go till that fund. So now is your time to do it. Now, we could stop the program and we could just call it a day right there. Or we could watch some amazing other videos from Kickstarter while we wait to see how the Kickstarter fund live for us. So why don't we do that? Now we have to turn this one down, but this is Robbie. And this is #1. This is obviously a creative thing, as they brought someone to life. She's been going to Comic-Cons with them. She is Rami, and this is amazing. And just so you guys know, this whole group, Valor, is actually veterans from war. So you're also supporting veterans when you back this project. Let's see if we have another Kickstarter that we can give you guys. Ooh, Dragon Troll. Dragon Troll is a good trailer, actually. And it's semi-longish, so we'll actually be able to burn some time on this. So, whoa, don't you hate it when the wrong thing happens? All right, we're going to go back and, ooh, you know what we might be able to get away with? No, we'll do Dragon Troll. I was going to say we could play Kickstarter talk while we wait, but I think we can play Dragon Troll. It just loaded. Come on. No one likes a buffering. Here we go. Dragon Troll. Check it out.
All familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression.
Go take a flying leap for yourself.
Then 5 million credits persuade you.
What's the job?
It's nothing really. There's a ship arriving at the eastern landing pad tomorrow morning. Inside is a rare creature, usually the more wealthy trolls who want something more exotic than the average Timogen keep them for pets.
The one our buyer wants is a female Font. All you have to do is deliver her to me, and I'll deal with the transaction.
And you'll get your cut once I'm paid.
Fine. I'll do it, but for double the money.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh man, that's grand. For a moment, I thought you were serious. You have no idea how many strings I had to pull to get you 5 mil. Got a sense of humor, I'll give you that.
I ain't joking. You need my services, I need the money. I'll do it for double, and I want half of it up front before I start.
Well, then forget it then. I could get 20 guys to do this for a third of what I'm offering.
Don't blow smoke up my ass.
$650 is all you're gonna get out of me.
So that's a preview of Dragon Trolls, but you can see the rest of that on our site today. We're going to tag in the mail. We have, let's see what we're waiting on. Savannah Comic-Con is 8 minutes until it's funded. I'm so excited. You still have time. In the meantime, let's check out Lucky Shot. I call Lucky Shot. So we're going to go over here. Going to do This Week in Comics. Today was a special long edition. Tomorrow we're going to have a canned issue of WSN News because I will be watching Justice League. So I'm going to do an early morning WSN News. So if you have news that you want covered for tomorrow, give it to me tonight or we're not going to cover it because Friday I might be busy too. So it'll be a later WSN News, possibly Friday night. We'll see. We'll check it out. Let's do Lucky Shot. We'll give some Marcel Dupree love by doing this video for Lucky Shot. As we wait out the 8 minutes to watch something fun live. Oh, it's exciting.
What's up, guys? My name is Preston Smith, and I'm super excited to talk to you about the Lucky Shot Kickstarter campaign. Lucky Shot opens up with our main character, Lucky Shot, as he tries to bust an alien weapons smuggling ring based in Rio. Coming at you with art by Marcelo Trom, colors by Andrea Celestini, written by Marcel Dupree, awesome pinups and posters from various different artists, like desktop backgrounds, we have like a plethora of prizes for you guys for Lucky Shot Issue 1. By backing this campaign, you are funding the completion of Lucky Shot Issue 1. So there's going to be a little bit of time between when the campaign ends and when I can get the book in your hands, but I promise that I'll make sure to update you guys as much as I can. On behalf of everybody involved, thank you guys so much, and I'll be sure to talk to you soon.
Let's see what awesome stuff we have as we waste just a few minutes to watch something amazing happen on Kickstarter. Let's check out. What should we check out? Done a lot of cool stuff today. Let me see. Who should we check out? Who should we show some love to? You know what? Let's show love to the first thing that pops up that we're covering. We're not covering Wahoo, but we are covering, well, Savannah. We're going to skip that. We're doing Kickstarter right now. Replicator. I don't think we did the Twilight Hotel tonight on the program, so we're going to go there. Don't you hate it when you click and you didn't mean to? So let's check out the Twilight Hotel as we wait to see something fun in front of our own eyes. There it is. I'm going to check in real quick with Savannah Comic-Con. Just down to 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys, and we're funded.
Twilight Hotel is a 4-volume horror comic book series. It tells the story of a 100-year-old West Florida hotel that holds a very sinister secret. Built on land that was once the home of the most notorious plantation in all of North America, where thousands upon thousands of African slaves and Seminole Indians were murdered in ritualistic ceremonies. It was also home to an ancient, evil, and malevolent deity named She. With the supernatural ability to attract and influence people, she lures the victims to the twilight, where they are subjected to the deepest fears and nightmares.
Hi, I'm Michael Aaron. I'm the artist for Twilight Hotel. I love anything horror related, whether it's comics, books, movies, you name it. It's by far my favorite genre. The book has been challenging at times, but also a lot of fun and very rewarding. I do all my work in Photoshop CC, so it's all 100% digital from start to finish. We're currently in the middle of working on Volume 2, and we hope to have that done near the end of this year. Thank you very much for checking us out. It's very much appreciated. And with your help, we will bring you the rest of the story.
All right, guys. I think it's time. I think it might be time. Is it time? I think it is. Let's check out Savannah Comic-Con and let's play the video. Here it goes. We're going to watch it as it
Hi,
comes
I'm Mike
down.
Federale, and this is the Kickstarter for Savannah Comic-Con. We want to put on a large-scale comic show at the Savannah International Trade and Convention Center and take it from this to this. A show full of comic book dealers, voice actors, cool cars, animation screenings, cosplay contests, but most importantly, comic book creators. Every penny we raise will cover all the behind-the-scenes work, including renting the convention center, staffing, advertising, renting the convention center, official programs, hotel rooms and travel expenses, and of course, renting the convention center. Seriously, look at this place. It's gigantic. The best part is we've got some really great rewards. Like what? Good question, Laser Cat. To thank you for helping us make the show, we've got passes to the show for only $10, enamel pins of Peachy the mascot, hand-pressed t-shirts from Strange Designs, and exclusive artwork from Ian McGinty, Corey Smith, Chris Giarusso, Eric Donovan, Katie Farina, Justin Peterson, Ryan Sy, Rashad Doucette, Samantha Glow, Robert Pope, Tracy Yardley, and many more. Let's talk goals. If we hit our first goal, we can put on a small one-day show and we'll unlock our very own extremely limited
10,
Shadow and
9,
Batman #1 cover
8,
by X-Men artist
7,
Corey Smith.
6,
A lot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's funded! Yeah! This has been WSN News, where we got to watch a Kickstarter fund. It wasn't as exciting as I think for some years it was for me, because that means I'm coming to Savannah on February 24th and 28th. I'll see you there, Savannah. That's it for WSN News. I am Mr. Anderson signing off, saying, remember, smiles invite conversations. I'm still working on it. I'll find it. Don't worry.